Did this debate ever settle anything? No. There's going to be a lot more of Ethan doing stuff because he looked pretty insane. And I don't think he realized how bad he looked. And I think when he goes over it again, he's going to try to find his best moment. I think he's basically going to keep it up. He's going to look for other things that he can use, including maybe even some of my assessment after the fact.
Got it. All right. Have a good night, Hasan.
All right. You too.
I got to go.
You too, buddy.
You take care, bud.
All right.
Old friend.
God damn, what a fucking exercise in futility. I did lose my shit a little bit towards the end. But hey, at least we got Ethan to openly admit that he thinks his wife is a terrorist. I don't know how that's gonna work. This was the biggest pickup and shake of all time. Go pee, bro. You've held it in this whole time. Oh my God, I forgot I needed to pee before I started the fucking conversation. Isn't that crazy? It makes me so sad that he was more fixated on the content aspect of this. It makes everything bullshit. Yeah, I know. I agree. I feel good. I feel very good. I mean, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Holy fuck. If you ever do this again, IRL, so we can't sit there getting fed talking points. No, it's fine. Dude, what do you mean? He just, every single time is like, you're making this unwatchable. I was like, all right. Amongst all the other dodging, he kept claiming that you were making the video unwatchable by being boring, completely proving his desire to use serious issues as content fodder without ever actually addressing those issues truthfully. Your commentary in front of an audience was desperately needed. Thank you. I don't know if that is actually going to change minds in Ethan's community. I do feel a little, I feel a bit like I prostituted the conversation a little bit by leaning into that aspect. You're so boring is what Andrew Tate said. Yeah. No, because the ones left are too gone. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Adam has the play-by-play. He's watching a debate. According to the New York Times, Hasan has 10 swords, claims Klein. Klein claims Professor Norman Finkelstein agrees with him and not Hasan. Frankly, I can't understand a lot of this. Klein claims Hasan has purchased Diet Coke since October 7th. Piker denies this. Klein has showed a screen cap of a list created by a Muslim woman where she gives an F and uses a fake picture of him where he looks obese. A video of a man in a hat is being shown. Klein says the man is anti-Semite and Hasan's biggest fan. Piker counters that in the unedited video, the man is revealed to be a clout chaser. Klein telegraphs that he's about to land a haymaker. Eventually, he claims Piker lied about Ethan being a member of the Anti-Defamation League. I was anticipating a kill shot. However, Piker seems to be taking it seriously. Seems like this doesn't have much to do with war. Is this just using a war where people die as a reason to have a fight with a person you dislike? Streamer Destiny is being mentioned by former guest of on my program. Piker says your wife Klein says she has a name and that Piker has begged for Teddy Fresh many times. They're watching a video where Hasan is reacting to a video of Ethan. There are now 2 Kleins. Notice how all the fucking dumb shit is directly his doing. Like he had to do, oh God, it's so fucking embarrassing, dude. I can't believe oh, yeah, God. Klein says Hasan is deflating the number of rapes on 10-7. Hasan says Ethan is inflating the rapes. Klein contends Hasan's definition of rape is too stringent. They both appear to have investigated the rapes extensively. Piker claims Israel did a January 6th in support of rape. A video of a woman giving an account of being raped is now being played. This rape stuff is nauseating. Klein wants to move on. Hasan asks to remain on topic and reads an article that says there's no forensic evidence of the rapes. Klein opens a can of soda. I might top out. The content cup has been brought up again. They keep mentioning it. What is it? Now it's a video of Ethan watching Ethan. 3 Ethans, 1 Hasan. They're talking about lived experience. The war has now been brought up. Actual false alarm. They've gone back to Klein's claim that Hasan did an anti-Semitic tweet about him. At China, please stop this. Hasan is accused of being pro-Hezbollah. At the content cup. Oh, Jesus Christ. The only people who thought Ethan won was all of Asman's chat. Asmongold's chat thought Ethan won that? That is sad. But also somewhat expected. I don't know why he kept saying I have a race car bed. That was weird. Oh, I saw this one. As one of Twitch's eldest professional racist gamers, America's finest gropers have been politely requesting me to get in the oven for 15 years, but I've never seen true anti-Semitism on the internet until Homeless Hasan started streaming. Never again, Chad. For Ethan not being a debater, he sure is crushing Hasan. The only person getting cooked today is Hasan by Ethan. Someone you're constantly sweeping for, by the way, but keep the grift going. I guess people are like, Hasan is anti-Semitic. He has a fucking race car bed and a swastika sword. Honestly, Ethan lost me purely at the level of nonverbal mannerisms. He kept up bubbling you like you were blubbering or something, even when you weren't. That was frustrating. I think at this point it's like, are you happy because of your incessant rant? Divorce court will claim another victim once again. Yeah, I hope not. You got sucked in some of the drama, but you got all the facts and ostensibly won many people over. Love you and proud of you. You could tell he wanted to end on that. I was watching videos criticizing myself because he kept saying it dramatically. Yeah, I don't know why he thinks that's awesome. Like, you watched a YouTube video, man. The fuck? Anyway, we'll probably end up going over a lot of the misinformation that Ethan presented on this, or at least like the false framing that he presented on this, because I will admit that I will admit that this wasn't as like as bad as he normally is, especially because he made a lot of concessions. But I think the final point that I wanted to drive home was like how stupid it is that Ethan is like, yeah, there's a genocide, but also I want to do content around it. And also everyone that's resisting against that genocide is a terrorist and bad and wrong, while also simultaneously showcasing the fact that I also recognize the instance where like there is a verifiable victim, which there's an instance where there's a verifiable victim, which he kept fucking like openly recognizing I recognized, but then still turned around for some weird reason and acted like I didn't. I don't know why he did that. That was weird. He also said he would see Anne Frank differently if she took up arms. So I don't know what the fuck that was about. That was definitely not great. It's so funny that Hasan thought the debate with H3 would be on Israel-Palestine and was like, let's begin by defining Zionism. And Ethan just goes, how did you feel when your friends were doing Fortnite dances in the iDubbbz video? Yeah, I thought his like, I thought his counters were so fucking childish too. The whole like armpit shit. Oh my God, PFT was watching too. Let's go. Which side are you on? Civility. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize. Also, you didn't really get to the one state, two state, which is the main disagreement. Yeah. Well, he said Israel's doing a genocide, which, you know, I think made it increasingly dumber for him to be like, it's doing a genocide, but also you can't resist against it, you know? He fucked you up with the Avi Schleim misunderstandings. That was extremely annoying. I felt for you. Otherwise, he looked just completely unwell and insane. He didn't even fuck me up with Avi Schleim's misunderstandings. Avi Schleim's position is not that like Israel's actions did not contribute to this whatsoever. My point isn't even that like none of the Jews were harmed. I've never said that. None of the Jews in Iraq were harmed. It was all Israel. That's not what I said. That's what he was trying to present me as. I said that it is ridiculous to fucking make a comparison between the it is ridiculous to make a comparison between the Nakba, which is a planned extermination campaign, versus the voluntary and involuntary migration from Jews into Israel. Because the argument is the underpinning of Zionism, that like we have nowhere else to go. We have nowhere else to go. That's his position. Avi Schleim is ironically, or unironically rather, an anti-Zionist. He walked back almost all of his previous positions from the get-go. I don't understand his thought process. It doesn't, I think the reason why he did that was because he wanted to fucking focus on like drama. I'm so hot. He was like, please, it's anti-Semitism. There's anti-Semitism. Please admit it. He can excuse the terror he knows his wife caused, but not imaginary terror he's assuming a boy 1 year older than she was caused. Yeah. This is why he kept talking about the car bed. Wait, what? That's not me. Does he think I'm Ludwig? Dude, why does he lie so much? And it's so funny because he keeps lying and then also simultaneously lying about me and saying I'm lying. The disagreement on the Zionism definition is where it went off the rails, because everything that followed that from that hinged on understanding the point of Zionism, and by the end of it, he had painted himself as a pro-Zionism defender. It was so funny how he tried to add up the runtime of the fan channels, clipping your responses, saying you talked that long about him. I know. What was the separate war room point you made? He was talking about me so much, and his fucking his community was yelling at him so much that he literally had to say, okay, I'm only going to talk about Hasan in a specific part of the broadcast called the war room. I want to know if there are any people in here that are still watching that actually changed their minds from the conversation. Like they didn't realize the full extent of my commentary on this stuff. I wonder if this is just like, you know, I wonder if there's gonna be people in Ethan's community that were like, yeah, you know what, it was pretty disrespectful. You got actors posting, Rahul Kali was watching. Yeah, I'm so weak at Rahul watching this too. The number of time he brought stuff up, then as soon as he responded, he tried to move or say he didn't care was exhausting. I changed my mind. You're a 7-month subscriber, bro. What are you talking about? That doesn't count. I'm from Asman, and Ethan just refused to acknowledge the schemes made to move Israeli people from across the world in 1948. He just wants to make it about anti-Semitism. He did say I did 10-7. What is this? More fallen fans due to today's broadcast. These were deleted almost instantly before I could screenshot the 3 others. Oh my God, I can't watch this. Ethan is such a man-child. I've held on for as long as I can. I'm done. Officially a fallen fan. He deadass thinks you're Hamas. Yeah, the Arabs moment was a pretty solid, I think. I guess the part of Jewish expulsion from Arab countries confused me, but I just got here and I read nothing, so... Yeah, the point that I was making is that a comparison between the Zionist brigades like directly doing an act of terror and the subsequent like other countries, some of which were directly under the fucking ownership of colonial occupation, like all of that, all of these different countries and the different versions of atrocities that took place being compared to a singular act of ethnic cleansing is fucking insane. And not only that, but also the inference that I'm like, the inference that I myself have like that think that is appropriate is also insane. You should have asked them to shut up for 2 minutes and let you speak. Both of you screaming didn't help. I mean, there was so many instances where he just like conceded to my points. So I like that he also blamed Zionism on Arabs. Yeah, the male rape. There's information on the male rape one. I didn't even fucking see this before. But the one of the victims that Ethan presented was a male rape survivor, he said, right? And it turns out that finally the first Israeli who claims they're a survivor of October 7th rape has appeared. Who is it? An anonymous guy who made up a deranged, incoherent story with zero corroborating evidence, who sued the Israeli state for $500 million shekels, a genocide grifter, and they dropped it because apparently he was trying to, you know, he was trying to win a fucking trial award. So that was one of the people that Ethan was responding to in the and also I kept asking him, give me some names, and he could not give up one fucking name. Like I don't, it was so odd that he just kept saying like, you deny rape. Okay, he's one instance of a credible, there's one instance of credible H3 debate before and after. Oh, I was like, I don't. Okay, his community is full tilt Islamophobic now. Like they're like actually racist as fuck, dude. I've been watching for almost 5 years. This is maybe the first time I've heard Hasan's voice go out. Yeah. Another major talking point being backtracked. Ethan Klein backed down from his claims that we call CPS. Incredible admission that he just lied. Yeah, that was another fucking insane thing. Like half of his grievances were about other people, and like he just wanted me to yell about other people that don't like him. It's his weird claim that they couldn't do an autopsy of the victims to preserve their dignity. That was another one that was bad. I truly think you did not do that well. Maybe a couple of times. You got outplayed plenty. I'm sorry. You didn't talk about Palestine for the first hour and your questions were labyrinthic. Yeah, you know me. I was famously trying not to talk about Palestine. Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah. Guy who was like, "Hey, you had a fucking clip or you had a sword. What's that about?" was really making some points. He was so fucking gross about like the rape shit too. He was so goddamn gross. I couldn't believe it. Why don't you watch bad and pronounced content that isn't about Palestine? I mean, sometimes I do. The issue with this, by the way, is that, yeah, the fucking anti-Semitic Arabs forced Jews to become Zionists. Ethan Klein. This is the most racist clip I've ever heard in my life. I do need people to understand something. Ethan will say all Arabs did this and they're responsible or whatever, right? And no one will think that this is racist. If you there are people in here who got that point instantly. Like the attribution that like there is some sort of anti-Semitic gene inside of Arabs or something. That is the reason why there were expulsions. The whole sword bit confused me. Yeah, me too, brother. Don't worry. He's not saying it's your fault, but Ethan did make you look bad. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I was getting a little bit sucked into the Ethan narrative just because he's so earnest, I guess, about his stances, and I tend to believe people who seem honest, but there were so many instances of Ethan having his own logical fallacies laid out before him and still not getting it that it really snapped me out of it. Earnestness is both out of delusion. It reads as earnestness. My bad. I was being sarcastic. You shouldn't watch content that ain't about Palestine. Okay. Did this debate ever settle anything? No. It's going to be a lot more there's going to be a lot more of Ethan doing stuff because he looked pretty insane. And I don't think he realized how bad he looked. And I think when he goes over it again, he's going to try to find his best moments. He's going to say like, oh, I got him with Avi Schleim or something, his own misunderstanding of Avi Schleim's positions. And he's just going to, I think he's basically going to keep it up. He's going to look for other things that he can use, including maybe even some of my assessment after the fact. You've never gotten to dispel this many of the Diddy smear clips in such a short time. Yeah. Also, it's oriented the way he said was Hindi and okay on the sword itself. Yeah. He literally conceded that it wasn't a swastika sword. I don't even understand, you know? Ethan was mischaracterizing Schleim's Three Worlds, by the way. I'll make a video correcting him with direct quotes from the book since he clearly never read it. Yeah, for the record, of course he didn't read it. I suspect that the person who fed him those talking points also didn't read it. They probably looked through and tried to find a couple talking points that actually suit Ethan's purpose. And he just read those out loud. What do you think is going to go down the worst in the aftermath, by the way? Frank, Pirate, Nakba, or something else? No, I think it'll just be like a bunch of annoying dick riders of Ethan that will say like he dominated you. And they'll just be like they'll try to be as loud as they possibly can. They'll get backed up by the drama slop tuber community that will also make like their own idiotic arguments. I don't think anyone is gonna, I don't think people that don't like me are not gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm extending charity to Hasan in this because they haven't liked me. They don't even like Ethan. They just like Ethan now because he hates me. They hate me a lot more. So that's precisely what this is. I think overall, yes, the reason why the Sam Cedar conversation was probably a little bit more productive was because he can't fucking act, like when Sam Cedar says, I don't care, when Ethan is asking him about like random drama shit and that I just want to talk about Israel, Ethan is going to talk about Israel because he can't keep fucking harping on some dumb shit. Ethan talked in the debate like he had fed your response to ChatGPT and it kept agreeing with your position, so we had to scramble to come up with defensible versions. Wait, what? No. Nobody's mind was changed today? I hope that's not the case. Sanish H3 fan response. Hasan Piker is like a, what the fuck? No. I don't understand how Ethan missed the point after the Nakba was anti-Semitism created and manufactured by Zionism that forcefully drove Arab Jews. That's crazy. I don't think that that's like... Who won the debate? H3 sub boasting that Asmongold's community thought Ethan won. Yeah. Well, I did also shit on Asmon a little bit in the process. I suspect I lost them there. Ethan constantly talked over you, and on the H3 end, they literally couldn't hear anything you were saying, like literally nonstop. He'd go blah, blah, blah. I'm bored. Who cares? Hasan doubles down on denying mass rapes on October 7. What is happening? Why do people fucking like, why do people go, reminder that you can in fact support Palestine without supporting mass rapes and or Hamas? Like, what is so frustrating about this process is people just go, it happened. That's it. I don't know how to have this conversation like with people who are just like, no, I don't care about the actual issues. I don't care about the actual details. You know what I mean? I can't believe he has such a huge following of 6-7 clips literally laughing or calling child rape survivors liars. Wait, what? What is, why am I reading fucking LSF? It's the worst cretins of all time. The issue is that you're a political commentator and normies are fucking stupid. That's true. Wait, he lowered my volume and speak over me while I was trying to answer his questions. He made snide comments all the time while you were speaking by shortening your arguments because he gave you no room to elaborate. Much of what you said was lost in the heat. His fans won't care about his disgusting behavior. Yeah, I don't know why I went to the Nazi subreddit, the LSF subreddit, to fucking see what their take was. I'm from H3. You should have conceded some points when he had you instead of trying to distract, which made you seem dishonest. Also try to find some common ground. Otherwise, this conflict will never be resolved. Dude, what are you talking about? You're talking about a dude who fucking said that he believes a genocide is happening, but mysteriously everyone that's resisting against that genocide, he just doesn't agree with. If you can't understand that there's no common ground in that situation, you're not listening to the responses. Maybe I didn't get through to his audience. I don't think. How do you think it went? I think it went pretty good. I think it went pretty good. There was a lot of points that I wanted to get across, and I got them across. And I don't know how it was seen on the other side. So I don't know. What is this? He's thinking about it. Oh, is that the button? Oh, he wanted to hit the button. That's funny. Yeah, he didn't want to watch the whole like me defending him for a year over and over again, because I think that was probably what like the drama lovers in his community. Ethan Hassan debate off to a serious start with Ethan asking Hasan if he thought likes were bought on IDubbbz's most recent YouTube video. As someone who's seen Ethan's perspective on a lot of people that have harassed him for no reason, he's getting way too emotional. I don't know what his goal is right now. Lol, nitpicking videos. Yeah, he did say he bested. Do you think he'll get canceled for saying it's all fucking Arabs? No. The rape convo went very poorly, but only because he was able to make absurd claims and the media misinfo on it. It was really, really bad. Yeah, he never gave me any names of victims, and he never actually addressed why the fucking main Israeli prosecutor said that there were no victims. Like that no one came forward. There was no evidence whatsoever. Like, how do you deal with that? I would consider myself lower info on IP conflict more than the average person, but less than you or your audience. When Ethan kept saying the Arabs and you pointed out with the analogy about blaming ethnic groups for other atrocities made me see what you were saying, and it was chilling. It's literally identical to the game that Tim Pool pay by being centrist pushed away by the left. I agree with you in principle, but I will spend all my time hating minorities instead. Yeah. Ethan Klein, Aunt Frank is famous for being a pacifist. No, Ethan, Aunt Frank is famous for being a child that was murdered by a fascist regime. Dude, that was so crazy. At one point, Hasan said she died before she had a chance to resist, and Ethan said that was ridiculous and laughed at him like he was a crazy person. That was so wild. That in and of itself was like such an insane thing that he thought that it was like a valid point. I don't know why he thought that was a gotcha. Hasan, Normie H3 fans think you should have conceded once or twice for the sake of Ethan's fifis, like they think you should have conceded for the optics. Why? Why am I supposed to? Why am I supposed to concede when I'm not wrong? Like, if there was something that he actually got me on, you know, he literally said he would think differently of her if she did. Yeah. Here's the thing. You're both wrong about a lot of things, and I don't care with either of you, but 100% Ethan was more grounded and you were rambling. Literally came in to say this and unfollowed. What the fuck? Hasan, you were way more emotional. Oh, never mind. 26 month subscriber. Bro, this is literally the profile of a type of person that is the Ethan Klein head. I swear to God. Ethan came across more grounded. What are you talking about? He was literally freaking out half the time. This open communication you have with your audience, haters or not, is somehow less courageous than watching the content cop on air. He needs his back padded so much. No, I know. Love that after the drama, you're back on Stunlock. Yes. I'm back. He definitely came across grounded when he said that there's a genocide going on, but like no one should resist it, and that his wife is a terrorist. Or when he said he was a legend at the end of the debate and knocked over a glass of water.